Nebraska recruiting just made a huge move. The Huskers finally offer the #1 player in the state, and he is projected to commit to the Big Red very soon. So in today's video, I'm going to give you all of the details around this situation, what is going on, who is this player, when can we expect a commitment, and everything else you need to know, along with a big update around Nebraska in-state recruiting. There's been a lot of murmurs recently that the Huskers are struggling inside their own borders, so we're going to sit down and have a big time conversation about it, what's actually going on, what's their new philosophy, and so much more. So really quick, that's a big time recruiting update. I am fired up. If you are too, hit that like button. And also, if you're supporting what I'm doing here, daily Husker football content, April, May, all summer long. We post daily recruiting updates. We have a big Nebraska spring practice update coming on Sunday. If you don't want to miss any of this, please hit that subscribe button. Helps me out so much. Once again, hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much. But without further ado, let's get into this huge update. I am fired up. We've been talking about one player on the channel for about a month and a half now, and I've been pounding the table for the Huskers to offer him. We talked about him 2 days ago. For about 2 minutes, I pounded the table. I said, there's no reason why Nebraska has not offered this player. He's the #1 player in the state. He's picked up great offers from Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, just to name a few. And he just finally got offered by the Big Red. You know who this is. This is Darion Jones out of Omaha North, listed at 6'1", 170 pounds, high 3-star according to every single recruiting ranking. Just been blown up recently, getting every single offer you can imagine. And honestly, I think the recruiting rankings don't do him justice. Okay, I've looked over every single player in the state of Nebraska. He is by far not only the best, he should be a top 200, maybe even a top 100 4-star in the country. That's how high I am on Darion Jones. Okay, and you need to keep like these type of guys in the state of Nebraska. And it was embarrassing, that Iowa offered him about a week ago and he still didn't receive a Nebraska offer. When Iowa offers a DB, your ears prick up because they just don't offer anybody, especially in that DB room. Okay, that's Phil Parker's unit. When they offer a cornerback or a safety, it means something. It means they see potential. It means they see NFL upside. So when Iowa offered this guy, I'm sitting there just absolutely, I was tweeting something. I said, this is embarrassing that Nebraska hasn't offered this guy because he is so good. And about an hour ago, the Huskers finally heard my murmurs. They heard a lot of other fans were saying this. They finally offered Darion Jones, and a couple big-time crystal balls rolled in from Sean Callahan, from a couple 24/7 beat reporters. They offered him a full committable offer. So I'd expect him to commit very, very soon. Again, maybe tomorrow, maybe in a week. We will see there. He's already penned down some official visits to Minnesota, Iowa, but I think he's going to commit to Nebraska and play with his brother Donovan. And again, I've watched Donovan Jones as a prospect. Nebraska, of course, got him to commit. Donovan was, here's a prospect, here's Darion. I'm just going to read off to you Darion Jones' stats from last year. I'm going to read them off to you. And tell me if this sounds like a really, really good prospect. Last year, Darion Jones, who Nebraska just offered, #1 player in the state of Nebraska, in my opinion, had 8 interceptions. One of those being a pick six. That led the state. He had 5 PBUs. He had 47 total tackles. He had 1 sack, 1 forced fumble. He also returned kicks for Omaha North. He had 4 total return touchdowns. So he plays defense at a high level. He returns kicks at a high level. And he also plays offense. He had 45 total receptions for 800 yards and 11 receiving touchdowns. I mean, he's just a do-it-all prospect. This was a no-brainer. It should not have took this long for Nebraska to offer him. It just shouldn't have. It shouldn't have took until April 4th for the Huskers to finally give this guy a nod. But I'm happy that they finally did. I'm not going to be mad about it anymore. I'm happy that they finally did because, again, he's just a phenomenal prospect. Of course, he's being recruited to play corner. But the thing I like about him, he's so speedy. He has great ball skills. You can put him at corner. You can put him at safety. You can put him at nickel. You can put him anywhere. He's a guy, again, who's just so talented. You needed to keep him home. It would have been embarrassing if he went somewhere else because we would have been talking 3 or 4 years down the line where he's going off to the NFL draft, and we're saying, why Nebraska not offer him? I don't know. But they finally did, and I think the Huskers are going to land him very, very soon. Big-time offer by Nebraska. Big-time move. Now, I want to have a conversation with you guys really quickly because I've got a lot of questions around what Nebraska in-state recruiting is doing. Okay, because the philosophy has completely changed. When Scott Frost was here, he would take any in-state Nebraska player with a pulse, and he'd have him commit to the Huskers. And Matt Rhule did the exact same thing. When Matt Rhule got to Nebraska, he offered every Nebraska player. But we've seen with the 105 cap limit that they're being very particular about who they take in these recruiting classes now. So Nebraska went from taking everybody in the state of Nebraska with a pulse to taking basically nobody. Okay, they really only have 2 or 3 offers out right now. They have Darion Jones, who they just offered, Jace Ronald, and Isaac Jensen, who we're about to talk about. So that's great. But again, there's a lot of concerns around, some of these players in the state of Nebraska who might be good. Are they going to get offers? Are they going to go somewhere else and thrive? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the players in the 2026 class that Nebraska is going after, why they've offered them, why they haven't offered them. Isaac Jensen's the number 1 player according to a lot of recruiting sites. He's went down recently. Nebraska wants him. I do not think the Huskers will land him. And again, I know Isaac. I went to Millard South. I'm familiar with how Nebraska is perceived in that building. I fully expect Nebraska to not land Isaac Jensen. Very similar to the Chase Lofton commitment. But they want him, and he's going to come down for an official. Chase Reynolds is a guy that Nebraska wants. He only has one other offer from K-State. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Nebraska is very particular in the state of Nebraska. This is the third guy that they've only offered 3 guys. This is the third guy that they've offered in this class. I do not know why Nebraska has offered Chase Reynolds. If they're being particular, this is a guy that Scott Frost would get. This is a guy that Matt Rhule would get 2 years ago. I like Chase Reynolds' game. I don't love it enough for Nebraska to be full on trying to get him as hard as they are. So that's an interesting one. And then I want to talk really quick about the guys that Nebraska's not offered. Why have they not offered Jet Tamala? That's the question I receive a lot. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Again, I'm a Millard South guy. I'm okay with them not offering Jet Tamala. I know how good Jet Tamala is. I've watched him play. I've watched him play since he was a sophomore. He's a guy who's a really solid accuracy, good arm, can make plays outside the pocket. But just take it for what it's worth. I'm okay with Nebraska not offering him. Okay, I'm not going to tell you all the reasons why. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with them not offering him. He's going to be a good player wherever he goes, but he's not going to be an all-type guy. I just don't think we're going to regret taking him. So not taking him, I should say. So that's an update around in-state recruiting. Nebraska is being very particular. Okay. Gone are the days of us just offering anybody with the pulse. Now, I want to put one last thing on your radar before we get out of here. There's one more guy that I think the Huskers should offer this time in the 2027 class. Braylon Warren, this needs to happen. Out of West Side, 6'1", 180. He's been blown up recently, been getting a bunch of offers. I don't know if I should say this on the channel, but he's been mulling an opportunity to go be the quarterback at IMG Academy. He's not decided. If you go to IMG Academy and you're a quarterback, you're going to blow up. So I'm just saying that. He has offers, from K-State, Iowa State. He got Cincinnati, Arkansas offered him, Oklahoma State. What are we doing here in Nebraska? We don't have to wait until the last second to offer these guys. Offer him now. He's going to blow up. He's going to be a 4-star prospect. Let's get this out of the way. Braylon Warren's a good prospect. So, all right, guys. That's my in-state Nebraska recruiting update. Wanted to talk about Darion Jones because I'm fired up about that. Good prospect who's finally going to get the opportunity he deserves to play with Nebraska. So, all right, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. Big time update. Let me know in the comment section. Hey, if you made this fun in the video, you know what to do. Hit that like button and subscribe. As always, folks, go ahead. Go, Matt Rhule. See you in the next one.